Hello everyone, Firefly Anime here, and today we're going to be taking a look at another figure, and this is a Nendoroid and a Snow Miku. And this is number 207, Snow Miku Fuwa Fuwa Coat version. And what you're looking at, of course, is the bottom of the box. The Nendoroid box is a little bit different from what most Nendoroid boxes look like. It's a little bit more wider shaped than they usually are, but that is due to the accessories that she comes with. But at the bottom of the box we have the title of the figure as well as Hatsune Miku and the Good Smell Company logo. And I don't know if you can tell, but inside, or not inside the box, but on the outside there is a little bit of this holographic pattern going on throughout the box too, which is kind of eye-catching, especially in person. The camera's not picking up so much. But anyways, the box is kind of simple in design. We just have a lot of whites and blues and this pattern grid design, and on the window is really quite cute since we have this snowflake pattern going on throughout the border and a big snowflake in the middle, and inside the box is just light blue with the words Nendoroid written over and over again, which I think was quite common for older Nendoroid releases if I'm not mistaken. And we just have Nendoroid series at the top, and on the sides is something in Japanese, which unfortunately I don't know what it says. And on the side of the box we are treated with some pictures of the Snow Miku figure as well as some of the accessories that she comes with, and you can kind of see a little bit of that holographic pattern a little bit better on the side. And I will say that AmiAmi listed this box as C condition, which otherwise it was in good condition, but I did notice that the glue kind of came apart, especially on this side right here, so it's totally loose in the back, but it's just very minor damage. And finally, on the other side, we are once again treated with more pictures of the Miku figure. And this is just what the bottom of the box looks like, with once again a couple more pictures of the Miku figure, and I really kind of like the one off to the right where it looks like she's kind of hop-skipping to the side, as well as once again the title of the figure and the companies involved, and a couple more pictures of the figure at the top. And finally on the back, the usual information included on the back of figure boxes, as well as some more pictures of the Miku Nendoroid. So without further ado, let's take a look at what this girl comes with. So first things first, she does come with a set of instructions as Nendoroids typically do. And the typical Nendoroid base. This is just a clear one and a little stand for her. And this is another base option for Miku right here, and as you can see it is quite large, almost as big as my hand. And as advertised on the box, it can light up as well. You just had to put in 3 AA or was it AAA batteries, but either way I put the batteries in ahead of time to show it off a little bit later. But you can see the little holes for the lights in the back, and on the front we just have this little snowflake pattern. So here are a bunch of the accessories that she comes with. In the top corner we have her optional original Vocaloid style earpieces or headphone pieces. And on the top right we have another kind of fur-trimmed collar piece that goes on top of her coat, which she comes with one, so I'm not sure quite why we get an extra one, but either way. And in the middle we have her little shovel piece, and at the bottom we have her microphone stand and accessory pieces. So we have the base over there, and there's a holder in the middle, and of course in the bottom right is the microphone itself. I was a little curious as to where the actual stand part comes in, but what you do is you just take off the handle and the bottom of the shovel and plug that in, and that also works as her mic stand. And finally here are the optional arm and leg pieces for Snow Miku. On the top we have a full sleeve arm piece with their hands her fingers open and out, and you can see she actually has her Vocaloid number 1 imprinted on the sleeve. And in the middle we just have an option of closed blue mitten hands, and at the bottom we just have her bent leg options with her cute little fur-trimmed booties. And Snow Miku comes with 2 optional face plates as well, or the actual heads with the neck joints as the older Nendoroids often did. First up we have this adorable sort of pouting expression, and I absolutely love the little blush mark she has going on in her cheeks. And this one is a sort of surprised, startled expression that is quite cute as well. And last but not least, the final accessory that this Snow Miku comes with is a little Ice Miku version of herself, which is basically Miku in Nendoroid Petite form, just in a frosted clear version. And it actually does have a little bit of movability, much like the Nendoroid Petites do as well. So I think this is really adorable. It is really nicely sculpted. There is a little bit of a blemish at the top of her tie with a mark right there that I can't seem to get off, but other than that, she is quite a cute little mini Miku. And before we look at Snow Miku herself, these are the extra parts that Good Smile Company sent out to fix the sort of problems that came with this Nendoroid, which hopefully I won't have to use these, but just in case I do have them. And finally here is the Snow Miku herself, the Snow Miku of 2012. And she is absolutely adorable in person, I have to say. Her head does feel quite a little bit top heavy for some reason, but starting off with, I guess, the articulation, she has the typical articulations that Nendoroids have. Her legs can move a little bit, but they are quite stiff, and her arms are quite stiff as well and have a little bit of movement, and of course her hands can move around, and her head can turn around, although it is a little bit limited as well, look up and down. And of course her twin tails have joints, but I heard these were kind of weak in this release, so I'm not going to mess with them too much. So Snow Miku's shoes are these little fur-trimmed blue boots, which are absolutely quite cutely detailed, I think, for such a small piece. And there's a little bit of a panty shot, sorry. And she is wearing what seems to be a kind of darker version of a Vocaloid outfit, or at least her normal Vocaloid skirt underneath her coat, which you can see a little bit of with the belt off to the side. And that is a nicely sculpted piece as well, especially with all the pleats. And she is, of course, wearing what this Snow Miku is known for, her little fuwa coat, and it is really nicely detailed. But yeah, I really like the white fur trim that goes around her collar, as well as the edges of the sleeves and the bottom of the coat. And the coat itself is a light blue, but has this nice silver snowflake detail design painted on it, and as you can see, it is a shinier paint finish than the rest of the coat, so it really kind of pops out. And she's got these cute little white buttons, and of course I like the little blue ribbon that's included on her collar. And she is wearing these dark blue mittens to match the rest of her outfit. And here's what she looks like from the back, and you kind of see the peg hole for the stand with a snowflake design going around the hole, which is a little bit odd. And I think it's a really cute piece to have the little bow on the back of the coat as well. And once again, you can see that number 1 kind of peeking out on the top of her sleeve. And finally, onto Miku's expression. She has this bright, happy, smiling expression that is very cutely done, and her eyes are absolutely gorgeously painted as well. They seem to be a little bit of a darker blue that kind of matches nicely with the whole color scheme and idea of her outfit. And she does still have on a pair of headphones, but as you can see, they're kind of more these little ear muff pieces covering her ears, and you see the mic kind of poking out at the side. So the Snow Miku's hair is an interesting piece, and one of the more eye-catching details about it. I really love that there's this sort of white and blue gradient that goes down as you make it to the ends of her twin tails and goes off into this blue translucent effect is really striking. And she has these snowflake designs painted on her twin tails as well, which are really cute. And I do like the back of her head, the way it's sculpted as well. And she still has her kind of typical Vocaloid pieces going around the twin tails. But she is also wearing this adorable little blue headband, and she has this cute blue ribbon with this gemstone on it, which I thought would be a little bit more shinier and clearer looking, but it looks quite cloudy in person for some reason. But and she also has a couple snowflake designs painted on the sides of her fringe. So I am back with my final thoughts on this Nendoroid, and she is by no means a perfect Nendoroid. She is a little bit finicky to work with, and the joints were a little bit stiff, I think partly due to her age. And she does have a few paint defects here and there. And as you may have noticed, I didn't use the Nendoroid stand with any of the shots, which the nice thing about Miku Nendoroids in general is her twin tails are typically long enough to support her, so you don't have to use the Nendoroid stand a lot of the time. However, it's nice to have so you can have a little bit more movement with the twin tails so they don't have to totally support her, but the base itself was just not fitting with her back at all. It felt almost too loose, which is kind of weird, but it was not going to support her by any means, so Miku's twin tails are her life support with this Nendoroid for sure, and there's really no other quite a good way to display her other than just with her twin tails down to support her. And I did notice that the extra little fur collar piece right here is actually best used for her other arm pieces in which you want to move her arms a little bit more up, because her original kind of inhibits what little bit of motion you can do, but this one has more of a curved margin so you can raise her arms up and have the bendy arms doing different poses and that kind of thing, and it works nicely for that. And I will say that her mic stand, I can see how that was a problem. I haven't opened up the extra piece that I got with this kit with the mics, the mic pieces, but the actual stand itself, as well as the mic holder, just weren't really supporting the microphone very well, and kind of had a hard time trying to get that to sit flush with the stand. But another way you can display her is to actually have her holding her mic, because in her one closed glove hand, I don't know if you can see, there is a little peg hole, so she can either hold her shovel or hold the microphone when you want to make it look as though she's singing. So, I mean, you do have your options, so even with its flaws, there are plenty of fun ways to display her. You just can't really move the hair around because it has to support her at all times. And I really do like the light-up base idea with a little ice sculpture Miku. I think is absolutely adorable. So, if you can get this Nendoroid for a decent price, I forget exactly how much I paid for her, but I'll try to leave an annotation somewhere, and I think that was pretty fair. You can definitely tell how Nendoroid has improved their game with the Miku Nendoroids over the years, for sure. But I do recommend picking her up if you are a Snow Miku fan, or a Miku fan in general. Even with her flaws, she is a really lovable Nendoroid and a great addition to have to anyone's collection. So until next time, thanks for watching.